There are over 30,000 islands in the Pacific Ocean, and many of those are uninhabited. Often the reason that islands like this are uninhabited is that there's no ready supply of drinking water. And my best way of finding a drink is to get to these coconuts. And the ones I want are up there, but the only problem is that's probably about 35 or 40 foot up. And getting them is not going to be easy. There is a technique for climbing these trees. Always keep pressure on the trunk with the balls of your feet and toes. And as you go up, alternate moving your hands and your feet. One thing you really need is strong inner thighs. And if you're good at riding horses, you're going to be good at this. But my thighs are burning, I'm only halfway up. Coconuts may be a lifesaver in this castaway situation, but they're also killers. People die every year from coconuts falling on their heads, and an average-sized nut weighing 2 pounds can hit the ground with a force of 1 metric ton. These are the ones I'm after. It's these green ones that are the younger coconuts, and they contain much more water than the older ones that are lying around on the beach, the brown ones. Also, these green ones are much more nutrient rich. But the way I'm going to get it off is just to keep twisting them. And they should go any minute. Whoa! Here she comes. And there she goes. Awesome. But coming down these trees is much harder and more painful than you might think. Tell you what, this is not the sort of thing you want to do as a bloke. Ow. There we go. Coconuts are rich in potassium, which your body loses when it sweats. That is beautiful. It also holds vitamin C and carbohydrate, so it's a good source of energy. And it's not surprising that the Polynesians call this the tree of life. It's day 2 on the island, and if you're in this situation, food is now your next priority. I'm going to try my luck in the ocean. First, I'll need to make a spear. This bamboo pole is a start. To stop the bamboo from splitting, I need to use some more hibiscus bark to lash round it. Get that in. Get it. Now I split the head of the bamboo and just ease that down so that I can carve 4 very sharp points. The sharper I make these, the easier it's going to be to try and catch a fish of some sort. It'll also come in handy if I need to defend myself, as these waters are also hunting grounds for sharks. This is getting pretty sharp now, and that's really about as good a spear as I can make for fishing. There's plenty of fish if I can only catch them, but there are risks. Some fish are poisonous, others can attack. So keep your hands away from any dark nooks and crannies, because vicious moray eels will attack whatever comes into view. And don't try eating them either. Moray eel can cause ciguatera, the most common form of marine food poisoning in the US. I can only hold my breath for a couple of minutes before I have to resurface. Of all the mammals, humans have the smallest breath-holding capacity.
running out of puff down there, but I'm definitely managing to hold my breath for longer now than when I first started. And that's what I need to do, just slowly increase the time.
But meeting a shark is not what I expected here. Luckily, this is a sandbar shark, one of the least aggressive species around here. But he's a reminder that there could be others around, so it's time to get out of the water fast. But I'm not giving up. In any survival situation, you've just got to keep on trying. And if that doesn't work, then come up with a new plan. I'm going to try a traditional technique that's used by Pacific Islanders. I'm looking for a plant that can be used to poison fish. The tuber plant is common throughout the Pacific. It has distinctive oval leaves and is found near coastlines. The poison is in the roots. You want to use only fresh, small roots, as they are the most toxic.
Fish often get trapped in little rock pools like this at low tide, and what I'm doing here is just crushing up this tuber root to get the oils out of it. And this is so cool, this. What you do, really mash it, and then just shake all of this into this water.
Within minutes, any fish caught by this should float to the surface. The plant and root system contains rotenone, a natural toxin used for centuries by indigenous people for harvesting fish. And the poison has no effect on human beings, so the fish are safe to eat.
Cool, well that's 8, and that's dinner. Now I've actually caught these fish, I need to cook them. And what I'm going to do is bake them in what's called an emu, and that's a traditional Hawaiian rock oven. And this is something I've always wanted to do, but I've just never normally had the time to spend to do it properly. And what you do, first of all, just dig a pit like this. So I'm going to use my giant nose tweezers that I made earlier, which are quite cool. And I can just pick some of these rocks up, place them in here, and these are now really hot. And it's these that are going to slow bake the fish once I've wrapped them up. And these rocks will stay hot for hours and hours and hours, and sand is a really good insulator. The way I'm going to do these fish is to wrap them in these tea tree leaves. And these tea tree leaves are really important actually to Polynesian people. They're known for their medicinal qualities, anti-aging, always good. But more importantly, they're going to make it taste nice and keep all the moisture. And this is going to be the very center of what's really the ultimate steamer. And what I'm going to do then is tie one end together. And that's ready to go into the oven. And what I do is use some of these leaves here just to line the bottom of the oven. Put the bundle in there, more leaves on the top, and then basically leave it. And this, in about an hour, should be ready. I can't wait.
While that's cooking, I'm going to extract some oil from coconut flesh that will protect me against the sun and salt water.
And what I'm going to try and do is then crush it and get the oil out of it. I'm never going to get it looking as smooth as like sun cream, but I just want to crush it enough so the oil seeps out of it. And it's this oil that I'm going to use just to protect me against all the salt water, chafing and the sun. And then all I need to do is get a little bit of it, rub it in my hands, and then rub it onto my skin like this. And you see the oil coming off, and that's going to give me good protection.
My fish should now be cooked.
There we are, and I can see just the little fish eyes have popped out. I don't know if you can, if I pull one of them out, the fish eyes have popped out, and that's a sign that they're ready. But these you can just eat whole, and this is gonna be good.
You could stay on an island like this indefinitely.